Welcome to the short video walkthrough of Milestone 1 of the Write Me journey. This walkthrough will give you an oversight as to how the Write Me journey works on both a philosophical and practical level, and give you an understanding as to the value and kind of insights it can produce. First of all, in every milestone on every page, there's a handy milestone tips which you can click on at any time to remind you of the key points of the milestone you're working on. Also, as you can see, there's a clear introduction that lays out exactly what we're going to do. In Milestone 1, My Successes, How to Start Feeling Good Quickly, we look at the idea of success. We come to understand success as a positive emotion from something we have done, learn about 3 success types, discover 10 successes in your life, feel the positive emotions you get from them, and analyze why they were successful. Because this is a short video walkthrough, we've skipped through some of the narrative of Milestone 1 and moved on to My Successes in 5 areas. We do this exercise because we can discover that success can be achieved in a variety of areas and that we can feel good in so many different ways. Then we can analyze how and why and discover the common elements between them, a great way to increase the likelihood of future success. So, for example, as you can see here, I've filled in my successes, the ones I've chosen for myself, in 5 different areas. Academic successes, non-academic at school successes, free time or out-of-school successes, social successes, and volunteer successes. It doesn't matter what they are, how big or small they may seem, as long as whatever I choose is meaningful for me, and the ones you choose be meaningful for you. In a moment, I'll prove to you that even a seemingly simple success, if looked at and analyzed the right way, can produce great insights into oneself and build the confidence to make good life choices. After listing my 10 successes, the next thing I'll do is try to understand them. I'll analyze each of my successes in 2 ways. Road to success, what I did to bring about my success, and feeling good, how it made me feel about them. Again, using myself as an example, I don't have to answer every question on the Understanding My Successes guide. I just examine the questions as a whole, and then choose to answer those I feel will give me the greatest insights. Let's have a look at one of my volunteer successes as an example. It's a good example because it shows that successes do not have to be world-changing to have great meaning for oneself, and yet reveal a lot about one's character too. This success was when one summer night a few years ago, a tornado ripped through a golf course near my cottage, and the next morning I went over there and offered to help the cleanup. And so, choosing the questions I feel give me an insight into this success, I write about my success, always trying to understand it at a deeper level, what was really going on. Let's read through my example together. Volunteer success number 1, feeling good quickly, what my success was, the tornado cleanup. Road to success, what I did. I'd never seen such destruction. When I got there, Art, the groundsman, was literally in tears. He called the course his baby, and his baby was an absolute mess. His despair moved me no end, and I immediately offered to help start the cleanup. It was 7 in the morning, and as of that time only he and I were there. I went back to our cottage and got on my work clothes, drove back to the course, and got stuck in. It was hard work all day, cleaning huge trees that had been blown down and just a general mess, but people started showing up and a great spirit of community enveloped us all. It was like a new family had been created. Feeling good, how it made me feel. This is an important success for me. When we volunteer for something, it's a great insight into one's character, what makes one tick. Life can be very difficult at times, and when something happens that touches your heart, you react to it. In my case, compassion overwhelmed me. I'd do it all over again, not only for the appreciation of Art, who is grateful to this day, but that helping out others when in need makes me feel good. This was an in-and-out based success for me. I didn't need anybody to make me feel good about what I did, but it was icing on the cake to see Art so appreciative. Even now, it brings a tear to my eye to think of that time and the look on his face. So, here's an example of how I went about examining my success, and it reveals to me a lot about me. You'll, of course, do the same for each of your 10 successes, and I guarantee you'll find out a lot about yourself, too. At the end of every milestone, we put together what we've come to know about ourselves so far. There's no need to read through my answers. In fact, many students prefer not to share their work, as it can be a very personal thing. But what happens here is that I start to see connections behind and between my successes. What drove them, the motivations behind them, and awareness of the kinds of things that I feel passionate about and am willing to work hard for. This kind of awareness bodes well for future successes. In other words, I'm well on my way to understanding myself at a deeper level, and that's what the Right Me is all about. Every milestone finishes with an area where students can, if they want, expand on their own thoughts and insights outside the exercises they're asked to do. And then we move on to the next milestone. Milestone 2 builds on Milestone 1, and each subsequent milestone builds on all previous work. This culminates in Milestone 7, where we examine career options. By this time, we're loaded with so much positive self-knowledge, we can examine with confidence the intimidating, "what am I going to do after school?" question. I hope this video walkthrough has helped you understand how the Right Me journey works and how powerful and beneficial it can be. Whatever you decide to do, good luck on your life journey. You owe it to yourself to make the most out of it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.